Hello guys, this is Jack here from Clear Innovation, and today I am recording this video to show you a very in-depth tutorial of what you are going to expect to use in the Phiz app. Of course, the first thing you're gonna have to do is you need to download it from either the App Store or the Google Play Store, depends on if you're using iOS or the Android. All right, let's assume you've already downloaded it and let's open up. The first thing you're going to see in this page is the login screen. You can choose either to log in as a user or log in as a guest. The difference between user and guest is that whether you can use our online cloud service to mesh the 3D point cloud file into a 3D printable model. If you choose to log in as a guest, the benefit is that you don't need the internet connection to use the app, but you won't really be able to mesh it through our online service. Of course, like I said before in the previous update, I will also record a tutorial video in the future to show you how you can actually export the point cloud from your smartphone into your computer, but I highly recommend you just to try out our service online because it's really intuitive to use and it's really user-friendly. You put a lot of effort to make this happen. Okay, so this login. I just type in my account and I click on login. If this is your first time using the Phiz app, you will notice a pop-up tutorial video will show up like this. This is a very well-recorded video. It shows you how to use the Phiz app step by step. And in this screen, you see the connection page. In this page, you can actually get to connect the Phiz product with the Phiz app. Of course, the first thing you're gonna do, like what I'm doing here, you're gonna have to turn on the devices and then you click on the connect to the device. And of course, you need to give the authority, several authorities to the app to make sure it has the Bluetooth and it has many things it requires. And yeah, so just like that, the connection is very straightforward. You don't need to click on anything or just search for the nearby devices that can connect to. Okay, let's get started. So press on the start button. It requires you to give a little more accesses to the app, of course, including the camera. And then next page, again, if this is your first time, you will see another tutorial video that tells you what to do at this step. Just like this, it tells you to raise the Phiz beacon, slide in your smartphone, and click on done, just like so. The next page, again, another very detailed tutorial video show you what to do at this step. Here we go. This is the camera preview page. At this page, I am going to go through each button in detail. The first button on the top right is the home button. You click on it, you can actually go back to the home page just like so, and you click on start again, it will navigate back to the camera preview. And the second button is the question mark icon on the top left. So you click on it, it will pop up the tutorial video. You can come back and watch the tutorial video to familiarize yourself of what to do at this page. Next is the lighting system. By sliding on the lighting bar, you can actually adjust the amount of lighting the Phiz beacon gives to the 3D scan. This is a very handy tool when you're talking about to get a good scan out of a 3D scanner. Because if you have any experience with the existing 3D scanner, you may find out that lighting is probably one of the most important factors that affect your 3D scan. All right, next up is the setting. We try to put user-friendly and user experience as the top priority. So as a result, we made most of the setting parameters to be automatic, meaning our software will adjust the parameters automatically instead of you have to do it by yourself. All right, so the first line, you're gonna choose, simply enough, you're gonna choose whether you wanna scan with the color or without the color, right? And of course, if you choose the color option, you will have a longer scan duration And this one is the resolution. You can choose either you want to scan with the low resolution, medium resolution, or high resolution. And accordingly, the higher the resolution, the longer it will take to 3D scan. So the last parameters you can choose, this is a little more technical. This is called the laser threshold. In one sentence, laser threshold is essentially a laser filter. So as you increase the threshold value, you will tend to over-filter the laser. Eventually, at a certain point, the filter will be too much for the laser, and as a result, you won't really get laser at all. So this value really depends on the surrounding lighting. But for most cases, you can just leave it as default, which is at 80. Yeah, just leave at default. You should be okay for 99% of the time. Okay, that's all for the setting. Very easy, right? Let's go back to the main page. Before we jump to the 3D scan, there is one more thing I need to explain. That is the EV bar on the left side of the camera. See? So by adjusting this EV bar, you can actually adjust the brightness of the camera. Technically, this is called the exposure value. So by adjusting this exposure value, you can see you're making camera darker or brighter. The idea is you want to make the laser line as clear or as standing out as possible. For example, if I put this scanning object on the top of the turntable, you should, by adjusting the EV bar, you should make the laser line really obvious in the camera. For example, right now I max out the EV bar. The EV exposure is too little, right? Because the entire surrounding is also bright, and the laser isn't the most standing out as it should be. Okay, so now because we've been staying at this page for too long, it is a little precaution step that has a little warning said you've been here for a while and the system turned off the laser to protect the laser unit, and you just simply click on yes and it will jump back to the normal operation. Okay, so let's keep adjusting the EV bar so that we get a fairly good value. So as you can see, I think this position should be a good fit for our surrounding lighting, because the surrounding environment is dark enough so that the laser line is the most standing out line in the environment. And yeah, so this is good. And of course, by clicking on that little question mark, you get to have a sense. We have a comparison picture showing you what is a moderate laser EV value and what is the bad ones. Now we can start the scan procedure, and to start with, you need to remove the scan object and click on the calibration start. And of course, there is another tutorial video pops up, shows you what to do in this step, and I'm gonna close it up and I'll show you guys manually. So for this step, of course, you need to remove the scanning object first, and then you need to manually align the laser line with the turntable center. This is actually very straightforward and very easy because you have a centering mark on the right in the center of the turntable. You just simply put it in the center. It's actually very easy. And then another thing you can do is you can adjust the focus of the laser or the thickness of the laser. So by adjusting this spinning wheel, you can make the laser thinner or thicker at the center point. And of course, the best case is that you want to make the laser line at the center as thin as possible. So okay, so now you've made the two adjustments at the step, and you just click on the done button, and now the turntable should be rotating by itself. So what's going on behind the screen is that the system or the algorithm is auto-calibrating the distances between the turntable and the smartphone and the laser so that I can get a fairly good 3D scan. This process will only take about 20 seconds, and once it's done like this, it will jump to the next step, and of course another tutorial video will show up to show you what to do with it. and close it up. And of course, the next step is even more straightforward. You put back the scanning object and you click on the Start Scan. Okay, so that's pretty much all that you have to do. Just leave everything else to the system and algorithm. The actual scan duration will take between 10 minutes and 30 minutes. Depends on your phone model, because remember we chose the highest resolution, and of course the duration will be the longest too. But still, depends on the phone. It will take about 10 minutes to 30 minutes. And in my case, because I have a very cheap Xiaomi phone, it will probably take 30 minutes or so to finish the scan. And from here, I'll fast forward the video and then show you the actual scan result with the point cloud. Okay, it's done. So once it's done, the ambient lighting, the strip will be lit on again, and then it will have a pop-up message tells you the scan is done. Okay, so once you click on the OK, it will go back to the home page, and the actual scan result will be on the library tab in the bottom. So once you click on the library, you will see two tabs in this page. One is called the point cloud, and another one is called a mesh, right? So I click on the mesh, you'll see all the meshing results I saved in my cloud account, and then you go back to the point cloud, you'll check on the most recent scan result. Okay, so you click on that, and it will take time to load the 3D file, but once it's done, this is the actual point cloud file that you just scanned with, right? It's actually very cool, and because we chose the most highest scan resolution, you can see there's tons of the points in this point cloud file you can work with, and yeah, so this is actually very good. And then you can rotate it in your 3D point cloud viewer, and of course you can also click on the mesh button to upload this point cloud to the online server to mesh it into a 3D printable 3D model. Okay, so in this tutorial, I will just stop here, and in the next tutorial video, we will show you how to upload in the mesh, and then what are some precautions and what are some tricks that you can do to improve your 3D scan result after you get your Phiz 3D scanner. Okay, so that's all for today, and see you guys next time.